start by saying thank you to all of you for being here. We've prayed for all of you guys for health, for happiness, for safe travels to get here. And so we're just really thankful that everybody came here to celebrate us and share in this day. I don't really have anything else to say, but thank you. We can raise a glass to my amazing husband, Evan Nietzels.
My name is Justin. I'd like to say I've been lifelong best friends here with Evan, but to be honest, when I first met Evan, I wasn't a fan of him. Evan and I grew up, and we attended different elementary schools. Evan had just moved to Bettendorf from Indiana, so I went to Paul Norton, he went to Grant Wood. We were first paired up as pen pals, a little activity we did between our elementary schools, and we would write notes and letters once or twice a month back to each other. And a couple of vivid things I remember about Evan is he loved working in the garage with his dad, he loved walking his dogs, and he really loved to watch NASCAR, right? Now, I didn't know a lick about NASCAR besides Jeff Gordon wore number 24 and they drive fast cars. So at first I was like, well, he seems like a nice guy, but, you know, I don't know if we're really going to be friends. So fast forward to that summer, before we entered sixth grade, Evan and I got to play each other in a baseball game. Evan played on a different team than I did. Played along here with Cole and Andy and some other people that are here tonight. And a couple of my teammates grew up with Evan throughout elementary school and went to Evan's elementary school. Now, as we were pen pals, of course I knew of Evan, we'd talked, but I never actually met him in person. Right, so we show up to the field and we're warming up. My team's on, you know, the home base or home dugout side, and Evan's team in the away dugout, and we're out there playing catch and stretching. And I wave over to Evan, right? And what I get in return from Evan is something I will never forget. So here's Evan, and a show of hands, who remembers those glasses you wore that when you went outside, they transitioned into sunglasses, right? Everybody knows what I'm talking about? So Evan shows up to a baseball game in these glasses. I don't know if he slept in them too or what, but they never came off. So here's Evan on the other side of the field as I wave to him in his glasses that are now in his sport mode, the sunglasses on, and he flicks me off. Right? This is the first time I've met this guy in person, and now that's strike two against me. So it's like, man, oh man, what did I do to this kid? I was trying to think of what I had said in these letters for him to do that to me. Oh my gosh. So we fast forward another year, and now we're in middle school, and Evan and I had some mutual friends. I don't think we'd ever really, hung out just us two, but we talked here and there. And so towards the end of the year, I came into the lunchroom, and Evan was sitting there by himself at the end of the table. And so I guess I was a little right. He wasn't going to have much friends. So he's sitting there at the end of the lunch table, and I say, what the heck? What do I have to lose, right? I'll give this kid another shot. I'll sit down next to him, spark up a conversation. So for those of you who don't know, my family, we have a lake house up in northern Minnesota near Grand Rapids on Lake Wabana, right? So I sit down and ask Evan what he's going to do this summer, and he says, well, I'm going to go fishing with my dad. We go on a fishing trip every year. So I said, okay, I fish a little bit. Where do you and your dad go fishing? And Evan says, oh, we go up to northern Minnesota. Okay. He's got my interest. So, Evan, where in northern Minnesota do you go fishing? It's a lake near Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Oh, boy. But there's no way in the land of 10,000 lakes, right, that Evan and his dad go fishing on the same lake that my parents have grown up and we have a cabin on. So I finally asked the $1,000,000 question to Evan. Evan, what's the name of the lake that you go fishing on? Lake Wabana. Oh, my gosh. And any previous thoughts I had about Evan went out the door, and I think we hit it off there, and we began to make some lifelong memories. So we are growing closer and closer together, and we're entering high school. And here's Evan. He's just this chaotic kid who's lining up all the guys every Friday night to go out to the football games or drive around with his Jeep doors off, and whatnot. So as we're all getting closer and figuring out high school, Evan starts to kind of disappear on Friday nights a little bit, right? So here's the ringleader, but now he's disappearing. So okay. All right, Evan, where are you going? Well, after doing a little digging here with my sidekicks, Andy and Cole, we discover he's hanging out with this girl named Carly Lent. Now, Carly Lent is your perfect high school student, right? She's beautiful. She had straight A's. She was heavily involved in student council. And it kind of reminded me of the movie She's Out of Your League for Evan, right? Because here's Evan driving into the parking lot in the morning, blaring his horn that was actually a police siren, and trying to do donuts and ramming into the side of my car. And I'm like, Evan, good luck, man. It's going to be a tough one to land. So, all in all, I had a great opportunity to witness Evan and Carly's love for each other grow through the years and through all the long distance. It's been an honor to have Todd as your best man tonight and as your best friend. So, with that, I'd just like to give a little cheers to our newlyweds, and I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, and love. So, here's to you guys.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kelley Lent.
And I'm Katie Lent.
And if you didn't already know that, how did you get an invite to this wedding? So in 3 months, Carly and Evan will hit their 7-year dating anniversary. Now, if you think 6 full years of dating isn't that long, let's put that in a little bit of perspective for you. When Evan first came around, Katie and I were 12 and 13. We're now 19 and 20. The top song at the time was Thrift Shop by Macklemore. And Vine had only existed for 8 months. I mean, come on, that's insane.
It's crazy how all of those landmarks feel like a lifetime ago, yet simultaneously like it was only yesterday. In the 2,557 days that since Carly spontaneously invited Evan over for burgers and probably a lot more chaos than he was ready for, we have seen these two go from teeny tiny student council sweethearts to broke long-distance college students to adults with full-time jobs moved out of their childhood homes for good.
However, Carly's been an adult her entire life. She has always been our mom, too. So I think it's only fair if we share, I have a few examples of how she's been a mom, too. No, but in all seriousness, having Carly as our second mom has really shaped us into the women we are today.
It's hard to imagine a life where Carly won't be down the hall, across town, or a couple hours of a car ride away. Since we were little, you've always been mom too to us, making sure we're okay, double checking that we're wearing the right outfits for the right occasions. She's the only one who knows how to dress Kelley. And never failing to let us know when we're falling behind or making a bad decision, and saving our ass from mom one over here when we do make bad decisions.
Carly knows when we need a friend, when we need a sister, when we need a mom, when we need somebody to be brutally honest with us when no one else will, and when we need someone to just listen to us.
And even though as we grow up, we can no longer literally look up to you, you remain... I'm sorry, we had to get a short joke in there tonight. Even though we can no longer literally look up to you, you remain our biggest role model of what it means to be a kind, poised, and empowered woman. You truly coined the term girl boss, I'm convinced of it. Going to the Junior Olympics in Colorado for figure skating, having your work in a film festival in New York at 16 years old, learning more about environmental science while backpacking in Yosemite, and organizing and participating in mission trips to Atlanta and Haiti.
So on our trip to Haiti, I got really sick. I ate a mango that I probably really shouldn't have, But on that trip is when I really realized what a dream team these two are. So they were faced with a lot of challenges that whole trip, and they faced them and handled them better than many adults would have. There was a point in time where I was really scared, and me being the stubborn girl I am, I didn't tell anybody. But Carly and Evan kind of realized that, and they kind of hung out with me one night. We just laughed, made jokes, and they really made the best out of that situation. And they did make this little joke we always say.
No. You do it together.
I don't know which one you did.
Are you picking them?
It's a stupid joke. Nobody gets it, but it's really funny, so.
With the news that it was going to rain today, and that we would have to move the ceremony from where it was originally planned, they're not phased in the slightest and took everything with grace and just said, all right, let's move it inside to the rain porch. Like, they just handled it so positively and didn't let it ruin their day at all.
Rather than being very frustrated and being upset about it, they really took it like the champs they are.
Carly and Evan push each other to be their best selves. They only have extremely positive things to say about each other and would never dream about holding one another back in life. They encourage each other like nobody else.
I'm convinced these two are the only couple that can make 4 years of long-distance dating look easy. They're the most intentional people we know, the type of people who would rather pick up than delivery, rather call than text, spend time together rather than give a gift.
However, I would argue that despite their undeniably hard work, Carly and Evan share a love that was always meant to thrive. I'll never forget last summer when Carly, Kelley, and I went to Portillo's, of all places, before school started. It was the first time in a few months that we were able to sit down, just the three of us, and hang out. We got to talking about how crazy life is and how 10 years ago we never would have thought that we would be where we are today. Eventually, this segued into Carly talking about Evan, as most conversations with Carly do. And she talked about how Evan came into her life at the worst time and absolutely shattered the plans that she had for herself in the most amazing way possible. All my life, I'd seen Carly set in her ways, planning her future year by year, and achieving every goal she set for herself. But her relationship with Evan was an adventure that she wasn't able to write an itinerary for. And for the first time in my life, I watched her hand over the reins.
Watching you two navigate through life together has been the most beautiful thing to witness.
Carly, thank you for being the best big sister we could ever imagine asking for. You've taught us more than you know.
Evan, thank you for being a little big brother role model for us that we never had, and entering our lives at quite possibly the worst times. We were in middle school. If you could handle our family with 3 teenage girls with 3 yet extremely different personalities, you two will be able to handle just about anything.
Together, you'll be an unstoppable force, and we can't wait to watch you grow old together.
We
Thanks.
love you.
Love you.